guys. So I just made myself a salad, and of course I put my little onion crispies. I got some kidney beans, sunflower seeds, a bunch of greens, and olives, and that is it. This is just kind of like a precursor to lunch. I don't know, but I actually just finished filming a empties, and I'm actually just gonna import my footage, and I thought I could chat with you guys while that is importing. Takes about, it's like 20 minutes of footage or so. I kind of got through it quick, which was good. And it probably takes about 20 minutes or so, I'd say, to import, maybe a little less. So today is Wednesday, and I actually, sorry, hold on, I'm like distracted too much. Yeah, anyway, I thought we could eat a little, grab a snack. And we are planning, by the way, I wanted to do it maybe tonight. We'll still see if I can. And if so, it will be up even before this. But we're definitely planning to do more like mukbang type videos where we cook with you guys and stuff too. But we're going to actually go by, I think, Target and get like a new griddle, like skillet pan type thing. So we can like cook like right there with you guys. Anyway, I have a vision, but yeah, I don't have one. The one that I had broke, and so I definitely want to get another one, and we were gonna maybe do that today, but Nate's out working on the yards right now, and right now that takes priority because they need it. But we might do that tonight. If not, we'll get those definitely like the ball rolling with all that probably next week. Here's the other part. My weigh-in is actually Friday this week, so you'll see all my results on this vlog, and I'm trying to be pretty good right now, so I probably should lay low. Even though I said I'm gonna do them healthy, which I am, I have a little more leniency, I feel like, when it's not like the day before. Anyway, I've been eating these like every day. Oh, and I put rice vinegar on it. That's my like dressing that I always use. 0 calorie, it's good. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this like weigh-in because I have officially gone now this past month literally every day besides Sundays. So I've missed like 4 days out of the entire month. That's a lot. Even on Saturdays. Now Saturdays I don't work out nearly as hard, but I do go. Get a little cardio. And so I'm just curious what this month's results will look like. Of course I have nerves about it because you just always will, I think, of like, what if, you know? I have days still, guys, where I feel super lean. Like today I woke up feeling lean, and then like the day before and the day before that, I felt like a blimp. Like literally we're like underwear. I don't know what just flew. Like you can have underwear. Go with me on this. You know, ladies, you know. You have a pair of underwear that's like your favorite because they're comfy, right? They're comfy. And they fit really nicely. They don't dig in. I have that, you know, we have that pair. So do I. And I can wear those. And then one day I'll put them on and they're like cutting in. I'm like, what is going on, you know? And so I've had a lot of that this month too still, and I can't figure it out. I don't know. I am due to start my monthly again. I feel like I tell you guys this every month, but that's a good thing because that means it's around this time when our weigh-in is happening. Hopefully I don't wake up with it Friday morning, but I probably will. So I feel like a few days ago I felt really, really big. Might be just symptoms of that happening soon, right? We'll see. I feel like the first week or so after my last weigh-in, I probably was a little lax with my food. I think all of us are, and I probably will be again, to be completely honest, because we got to keep our sanity. And I still ate really healthy, and I still ate like never in a crazy excess, but I definitely went like over my calories a little bit more than I have been or should, like the first week or so. And now like I'm back, you know, to that strict, you know, diet. And so, I mean, there's like that little part in the back of my mind though that's like, oh no, maybe that messed me up. And It's just what we do in our own minds. Like, we think self-sabotage right there, like, already. I'm like, God, I gotta get better at that for sure. Like, I don't know. When I look in the mirror and I see my body and I compare it to my last weigh-in picture, I don't see a huge difference. I guess I don't. I don't know. But I showed you guys earlier this month too that like I got this pair of pants that normally would fit me and they were literally like hanging off of me. I can't deny that, you know, there is changes still happening, but I feel like maybe it's just like I don't look as toned. This is again in my head. Nate says I'm crazy. My trainer told me too, it's really important to not just look at like month to month as far as the differences go, because you need to look at the big picture and look back at like your initial picture to now, or look back too at what you could do week 1 to what you can do now. And that's completely night and day. And as long as that is still what is happening when you look back, that's progress, that's results, you know? Anyway, so I'm doing better this month because I feel like last month I beat myself up of like, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. And now it's starting to switch for me. It's starting to switch of this is for me, this is for my life, this is for longevity, this is for health, this is for me. And before I struggled with like doing it for YouTube, doing it for you guys, doing it for my coaches to not let them down, doing it to prove a point, you know, and those things can be totally motivation, 100%, but they will go away. Those things go away. And then what? Usually you relapse and you like just, you know, crash and burn, and then usually put on even more weight because you like binge out. This is what happens. But when you can truly look at it and go, it's for yourself, it is really hard to mess up because it's for you. You're happy you're doing it for you. And like I said, this last month, I have gone to the gym basically every day that they're open. They're just closed on Sundays, or we'd probably go Sunday too. And I genuinely enjoy it. I really, really do. And there's days, like yesterday was leg day. Girl. I don't enjoy that. No one does. But you get through it. It's still a great feeling at the end, and that's why we do it, right? Also, I'm really excited about it actually, because again, it's just gonna keep me and that motivation going. Because I'm not gonna lie and say there's never days that I don't wake up and like not want to do it, right? But overall, I actually do want to do it. But as it stands right now, I go at 8 a.m. every day. And I meet my buddy there, Sydney. And I mentioned her many times to you guys. She's 18 years old. She's just one of the sweetest girls ever. She's just such a good girl. You can just tell she's a good kid. And I mean that young adult. I'm sorry. But she is going to be going back to school, college, in a week, so next week, and we want to do this together still. We really do. Because we've had the summer to be more laxed with like the times of it, and 8's just worked really well for us. And it has. I actually am kind of bummed that we're going to be changing this because 8's so good for us, but we're going to be going at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. now, 6 days a week. And that's going to be definitely an adjustment for her, for me. It's going to be a lot, but yeah, I don't have school. Yeah, I don't have to go at that time, but I want to because I want to go with her. And I told her, I'm like, we have adopted you officially. She is actually going to be coming over every day, after Monday through Friday at least, after our workout in the morning. We'll probably end around 7:30. And I got our upstairs bathroom, which like our kid rarely uses. He just uses ours, and I got it all set up for her. She's kind of moving in. And just because she lives actually kind of far, and to get to class on time, it's just going to be easier for her to come here because I live very close to where we work out, and get a shower and get her breakfast, because we eat. We're always hungry. That's the joke. We need food. And So yeah, but like it's cool. Like we're excited about it just because it's going to keep us on track. It's going to keep her on track through school because I'll be on her ass and she'll be on mine to make sure I'm there so she can use my shower, right? It's going to work well, but I'm sure there's going to definitely be an adjustment period that happens of like, we're just the Walking Dead, because 6 a.m. compared to 8 a.m. and being there at 6 a.m. is different. I have actually, did you know, oh yeah, I'm on my phone, but there's a setting on the iPhone under alarms called bedtime. I never knew it existed. So I found that the other day and about a week ago, and I set up a bedtime. No kidding, right? And it's basically, you kind of set it up kind of almost backwards. How many hours of sleep do you want to get every night, and how, like, what time do you need to wake up? And I would like ideally to get 8 hours, and so I set mine up for, I wake up every day right now at 6:45 to be at the gym by 8. And that gives me time to have my coffee. That's what I always have to have right when I wake up. And yeah, so, but yeah, this whole bedtime thing, right? So I have to be asleep by 10:45, right? That's what it is, yeah. At 10:30, it sends this little lullaby sound. And it's like, what is that? And it sends that to me as just like, hey, you have 15 minutes and you should be asleep. So get your butt in bed. And I'm always in bed at that time, but we're watching something or playing on our phones even, whatever. And so I've been doing that though. And I actually have, like, for the most part, been really close to that time. Maybe a little before. Sometimes I've missed it entirely and I've already been asleep. Or sometimes maybe a little bit later. And it's been working really well. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go to bed at 8:45, 9. That's not gonna probably be totally possible. There's nights Nate doesn't even get home till after 9 from work. My kid is still sometimes awake at that time. He's gotten bad. We were so good forever on he would be asleep by 8 o'clock at the latest. But as he's gotten older, he pushes it. So my whole 8-hour thing might turn into more like 7. Give it a whirl. That's kind of a life update. Officially started homeschool this week, and it's actually going really, really well. Really well. And this is going to be new for me because I pretty much started the gym right when homeschool was ending for this semester or whatever, and I had all summer to kind of focus. That was my focus, right? Well, now, it's about doing both, and it's just gonna be all new. But I think that's also what's gonna be good about me going so early, is by the time I get home and eat and shower and ready for the day, if you will, it'll be around 8:30. We try to do the homeschool thing around 9 a.m. So it's almost perfect, and it doesn't make the day get too away from me if I got to the gym at 8, and therefore I'd be pushing back everything, even till 10 or 11. I don't know. So we'll see. But so far, so good. He's actually doing really, really well, and that's really good because, it can be so trying, I do feel like, I've been telling you guys that though, my arms are definitely bulking up a bit. They are up here and stuff, which I like. I mean, I'm glad I can see it now, even that it kind of even just goes in a little more than it does. I don't know. You like to see changes, when you're doing this stuff day in and day out, you want to see that change. And it's hard sometimes to see it on yourself. I am going to edit. It is officially imported, which it is 16 minutes on my phone. So yeah, that was right under 20. And I'm gonna get that edited for you guys and up. So yeah, I'll check in. Hi guys, so it is Friday and I just got home from doing my weigh-in and I'm back in bed naturally. I did go super, super early like I mentioned to you guys that we're gonna start doing anyway. But yeah, we actually went at 6 a.m. today, so it's 8 o'clock now. And we did our weigh-in, and again, I feel like I shouldn't be so hard, obviously, on myself. I know this. but I'm just not thrilled. I'm just not. But then I look at it too and I'm like, okay, it's really not even that bad. I've never once since starting this gone in the wrong direction, but I feel like I just want more. But already talking to my coach too, he's like, it's really important, and he means no offense by this, but it's something very important I think we all need to remember is sometimes we like to give ourselves too much credit. And, in my mind, I've been working out like every day this whole month. Now think about that. If that was you, if you do it every day, in your mind, you're going to be like drastic results and everything, game changer, everything's going to change. And sometimes it just doesn't work that way, And he even said too, how long have you been obese, but it's true, and this is not overnight. And I don't know. I have like all these thoughts in my head right now, and I just thought I would put it out there. And I love him though, like, cause he's just he's very kind, but he'll also just tell you what you need to hear too, not what you want to hear. But even still, nonetheless, like my results are still good. They are. With that though, we are going tomorrow. When I say we, just keep in mind too, it's me and my buddy there. But we're going to meet with our coach again tomorrow when we have more time and really go over potentially, well, he's like, oh, you're doing it. But, he's just saying that he will definitely help us through the process if I choose to do this, but possibly changing some things up. And he's like, it's definitely going to be a little bit trickier being vegan. I'm always the tricky one. And possibly doing like the whole fasting thing. Here's my thing. Not for days or anything. Like the whole kind of more of the intermittent fasting thing. I am not opposed to it. I don't think. I want to hear a little bit more about it and go from there and make my final decision. I'm totally open to trying things. But at the same time, I also want to have something that I will be able to stick to and stick to long term. That's the whole point, right? Like we've said it since day one, since I started. This is not a quick fix. This is not meant to be. And I have to remind myself of that. A lot of what I'm going to say right now is going to be very contradictory because my feelings tell me one thing and, and my head tells me another. And yeah, so he's about that. And he thinks that that's what we should both be doing. And for, at least for a while and see how our bodies respond. And because what's cool, the upside of it, again, he's going to give us more details of exactly what this is going to look like, but is basically on the weekends, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You don't really have to care, what you're eating as much as you would during the week. Anyway, part of me goes, hell yeah. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? You want balance, and I'm totally about that. But then I'm also, again, at the end of the day, I believe in just also, if you eat healthy, you'll get healthy results, And so it's I'm not looking to binge out because I can. I'm looking to have a cheat meal here and there because I'm craving it, So I don't know. I'm still kind of just I need to hear more about it. Like I said, maybe it's something I'll play with and try, but I don't know if I really will do it, for months and months, but we'll see. But maybe again, just like when I first started, maybe it's what my body needs of a kickstart, in the first month I lost a lot or more, and because my body went, what are you doing? And maybe now it's been 3 months, maybe now I just need a little something to change it up again and not change so much what I'm really truly doing. Apparently with this whole fasting thing too, I have literally been tracking everything for 3 months now, officially. Everything. I use chronometer. I've always talked about that. And I've been literally doing this for 3 months. And now it's almost like second nature. It's not as much of a pain in the butt because I do it so often now. But I won't lie. I mean, it would be nice to not have to do it. And supposedly with this, I wouldn't have to do that. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just show you my results and you guys can go, Kim, shut up. All right, so again, you guys are familiar with this paper just as much as I am now. I will link below my like month 1, month 2, month 3, you know, check-ins and stuff with these papers. But basically now on my last one, let me just compare my last one for you, was on July 13th. Today is August 17th, so we're a little bit later on it. I was 183.5 last month, and today, out of my mind, I thought I was going to be in the 170s. Like, I just literally got there, and I was like, oh, it's going to happen. And I'm 181.7. So again, I only lost, like, just under, like, 2 pounds. I'm like, what? What the hell? That's how I felt. And I took my before picture, or I keep saying that. I say before because I do it right before I go to the gym, but it's really my after picture. And I did that this morning and I felt terrible, and I'm going to share it with you, but I don't really want to be honest. This is how I'm just feeling right now. Like, I just feel really bloated today. I'm probably going to start, like I said, so it's not the best day anyway, but whatever, it is what it is, right? And so it just wasn't a great morning. And but here's the whole kicker with that, right? So again, that's my weight now is 181.7, but what I need to look at more so, again, let's compare, is last month. After my results, I had 32.2 pounds to lose in fat, not muscle and stuff. That's the difference. Now I have 28.4 to lose in fat. So it's like a 4 to 5 pound difference. My body fat mass today is 63.8 pounds, and it was 67.1 pounds last month. So again, like 5 pounds in fat loss did happen again, like it's been happening. So that's where it's really good still. But you see that total number again of the 181 part, and you're kind of just like, you know, I've only in theory on paper lost 10 pounds since June. But I've actually lost more like 20 in fat. You just don't see that on the scale. And I really haven't been on the scale. That's true, actually. I told you guys, like, what, last week or the week before, that I was like, I'm done with my scale at home. I truly have not stepped on it since. Nate still uses it. I don't. And my percent of body fat percentage was 36.5 last month and is 35.1 now. So it was like just over 1%, which really, even my coach told me before, 1 to 2% a month is the goal. Fine. And if I do compare to my initial weigh-in, like my first like day there, basically, I was again 191.6. I was 80.9 pounds in body fat, and again now I'm 63.8. And my percent of body fat at that time was 42.2, and again is 35.1 now. So things have changed. When the whole visceral fat level thing, which like my coach doesn't even really mention, but I'm like keeping an eye on, the whole like where you have fat around your abdomen area, which is around like your main organs, you want to keep under a 10 or lower to be like ideal. And when I started, I was a 17 and now I'm a 12. So I'm getting there. I don't know why that like matters to me, but it does. Down here too, you'll see like the results. All of those are going in the right direction month to month to month. So everything's like good. So on that standpoint, part of me goes, Kim, shut up. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, like just do what you're doing. It's working, you know? And again, there's that other part of me still that like I'm open to a change to see what happens too, you know? So I'm just gonna kind of play that out. Again, I do meet with him tomorrow and find out a little bit more. And I can let you guys know. I don't know. I think what happened too is like these results might be a little disappointing to me, but I think the fact that I took the picture this morning, which I've been doing, that's how I do it, is I take the picture the morning of my weigh-in to share with you guys. And that picture is just not, I don't like it. To me, I don't look any different than last month at all, and I felt like the months before that every time looked like better, and now I just don't really see it. I don't know. I'm in my own head right now. And like I said earlier in the week, like this is all for me and I'm in a good place. And I am. I'm just having a bad moment and I'm turned on the camera. But that's real life, right? But yeah, I thought I would check in with you guys. So thank you for hearing me out. Hi guys. So I actually just got home a little bit ago. I'm actually just doing my makeup a little bit. And I posted on Instagram and asked, do you guys want to see, dog's running around, the meeting I had today with my coach. And I mentioned this already on a previous clip. And I said, though, the only con of that, if you did on this vlog, this update, this vlog's gonna be like long, but it sounds like a lot of you really want to see it. Can't lie, I'm a little nervous. And I'm nervous because I know so many of us are vegans. I know a lot of us aren't though too, which is also why I want to share it. Because what I think is gonna be super interesting about what he's saying is he's saying it pertaining as a meat eater himself, you know, this is how it's done and how he does it and how it's gonna work for even my buddy who was with me who is not vegan, and then there's me, the vegan, you know, and how I can make this work for me too. Having said that, why I'm kind of nervous to post it, to share it, is I think, especially as a vegan, there's going to be things that he's gonna say that's gonna completely contradict everything we have been told over our probably vegan journeys, and sometimes automatically we kind of get defensive of, I'm guilty too, of when someone contradicts what we think is true, you know? So I'm willing to share it. I am. All I ask is that you just keep an open mind, truly keep an open mind, and just truly take it, and why I wanted to film it and share it with you, as truly just knowledge. It's just knowledge. Doesn't mean anybody has to do it. And having said that, I will give you my thoughts at the end of this, if you're still here, where I'm at with now having sat and heard all this, because it's very interesting to me. But yeah, I'm gonna put it right here for you guys. Enjoy, and then I will meet you at the end.
This is filming, not something that I made, and I did not create this. I got this from one of my mentors. He's my mentor, but you know, but it's a concept that works fantastic when it comes to individuals that don't like to eat all freaking day. So
right.
The idea was based off of something called Anabolic diet and intermittent fasting combined together by a guy named Corey Gregory, who is a powerlifter but has a shredded six-pack. At 180, he can deadlift like 600 pounds. That's amazing. His idea was, how can I be strong and still have six-pack? And bam, this was created. So I adopted it. I love it. I'm tweaking it as we go to more accommodate the people in the gym. But this is how it's going to kind of essentially be based out for you guys here. Not necessarily his core principles, but this is the way this is going to work. So we have 7 days in a week. Out of those 7 days, you're going to get 2 cheat days. 2 cheat. Or more like 1.5. So from Sunday through Thursday, those days are going to be on task. They're going to be clean. You're going to fast for 16 hours, and you have 3 time blocks, whatever the time blocks work best for you. Number 1 is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., and then 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Those are the times that you're going to eat. Anything outside that window, you're fasting. The goal is to fast 14 to 16 hours. This is the easiest and most popular. That's what I've been doing. I think I might go here actually, because I haven't been eating till like 3 p.m. most every day. Now, when you go to have your first meal, whichever block you use, but you guys come in and work out at 6 or 7 in the morning. When you're done training, you're going to work out fasted, and you're not going to eat food, no protein shake, no nothing. The only thing you'll do is take BCAAs. So you'll take Bolt, my Bolt. If you don't have my Bolt and you got a different BCAA, then you'll just take that BCAA. Because what happens is the body just needs BCAAs to start the recovery process. It does need protein, but it's not the protein in its natural state. When it metabolizes, the BCAAs that come from that is what feeds the muscle. That's why protein is important. So you're just going to take it right off the gate.
Before or after you work out?
After. If you need, because people are like, oh my God, I gotta take protein to work out. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, you don't. You're not going to get catabolic either.
Right.
You know, where your muscles start breaking down.
Can you change your fasting times? Like one day I'm going to do 10 to 6 and Tuesday I'm going to do 12. No, it needs to be.
If you're going to go, you can test them out like 1 week, see, but you want to be consistent because you want your body to adapt and get programmed.
And then the Sunday through Thursday, what if you did Monday through Friday?
You could.
Yeah.
You could go Monday through Friday and cheat
Saturday
and Sunday. And Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So you can do that. So we can go Monday through Friday.
And on the cheat days, do you still only eat within that period,
Yes.
though? But you can eat basically whatever you want.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna get into that in a
Okay.
second, but yeah, you can do that. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna eat 2 to 3 meals, including snacks, and you're gonna eat till you're full. Okay? So when you have your first meal, you're gonna be looking at a protein, a veggie, and a fat. So protein can be like, let's say ground turkey. For you, it could be tofu. So it'll be, let's say 6 to 8 ounces. Veggie, I'm telling everybody to do a minimum of 2 cups or more. And then fat could be avocado, nuts, oils, any type of fat. You can have essentially you can have as much of it as you want.
Yeah.
Veggie, same thing. You don't have to stay with green. You can go any veggie that you want. You just cannot have any starch whatsoever. You can go corn, you can go beets, you can go whatever you want. Just no starch.
I thought corn was starch. Corn is, right?
Yes, but it's still considered somewhat of a
It's
vegetable.
a
because of
fine
the fat
line,
side.
okay.
Yeah.
Here's
But-
the other one for me is beans. I'm sorry.
No beans.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough as a vegan.
Because no legumes because the carb content in it is too high. You can have it on your cheat day,
Right.
then
Right.
Because then you're limited on your protein sources when you go
Right.
when you pull out the
Right.
beans. So you're gonna need a lot of tofu,
Right.
a lot of
And I-
sage choice imitation meat.
Right.
Lentils, you have no lentils because of the carb content.
Right.
So pretty much it's tofu. You do fish?
One, I really don't like it, but two, it's not technically vegan either. But I just don't like it.
We eat that first meal, and then let's say, I don't know, 3-4 hours later, you can have meal number 2, right? Or dinner. Let's just say that's around like 6 p.m. You can't eat past 8, right? If you're doing that concept, then you're done for the day. Now, what's gonna happen is, an hour and a half before you go to bed, maybe 2 hours before you go to bed, you're gonna have something called an insulin spike. This is like when the magic happens. Insulin spike is awesome. It's gonna be right before you go to bed, and the purpose of that is, you know how like when you eat carbs or whatever, like you may be experiencing it like midday, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, you're like kind of getting tired, you want to take a nap. Okay, so what we're gonna try and do is reverse that process to happen at night. So while you're in bed at 2 a.m., your insulin
Maybe I'll
releases.
sleep better.
Bingo, is exactly what's gonna happen. It's gonna sleep better. So your insulin spikes like this, and then when it crashes, we want it to crash around 2 a.m. So when you wake up refreshed, and you don't have that insulin spike throughout the day. That's why we're pulling out the starches.
Okay.
Okay, because they're so high in sugar when they're metabolized that it spikes your insulin, and then you crash, depending on how your body responds. So now we're gonna have that at night. So when you wake up in the morning, you're super refreshed, and you have enough glycogen storage, right, from the spike to carry you to noon, till you have to eat again. Okay. That insulin spike, what I've tested, I just took what he did, but I've tested some other things. I wouldn't do this in the beginning just yet, but I know they work for me because I tested it, but I wouldn't do it in the beginning. So I tested cake.
Sugar.
It's
Sugar.
I tested like heart attack cake. I'm talking about like sugar.
Like cake.
Cake. I've tested soda. I've tested juice.
Like not the green cold pressed
No,
kind.
like real stuff. I tested that for bad stuff.
Okay.
Well, that's not what we're gonna. But I know that stuff works because like last night I had like a big, probably I don't know, like 4 servings of cake.
Oh my God.
Soda. I'm a little bloated,
Yeah.
but I'm not like.
Yeah.
And I only gained like a pound.
Okay.
Like it's just.
You'll live with that.
I was super vascular when I woke up this morning. It's crazy. But what's been working really good on the healthy side is a banana.
But
And
this
then
would
you're
be a
gonna have
cheat day?
No.
No.
This is gonna be every day.
Okay.
That's gonna be your instant spike.
Okay.
So you're gonna have banana with peanut butter.
Okay.
How much peanut butter?
2 to 3 tablespoons.
She's all about that life.
2 to 3 tablespoons. Like I go through like a big old jar like every 4 days.
Would almond butter be okay too?
Almond butter's cool.
Okay.
This is gonna be for your instant spike.
Okay.
After
So
the 2 meals.
after the two,
Yeah.
that would be the third meal
So
then.
that'll be. Yeah, it's kind of like a meal, but
Yeah.
not really. It's more just to kind of prime you for the next day.
Okay.
You know, but it could be like the last snack because
Mm-hmm.
you're probably just gonna go up on 2 meals and not eat anymore because you'll be so full.
From
Like yesterday,
eating
I ate my meal on 3, and I ate 10 ounce. I ate about a pound of steak. I had probably like 5 servings of like cauliflower rice.
Right.
Just in this bag.
That's good.
And then I think I had like 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, and I was full even until when I left. That's why you want to eat your food because you want to make sure you get enough calories and get enough nutrients.
Right.
My meals are probably about 2,000 calories a piece.
Oh Jesus.
All
Okay.
of that, yeah. It's not hard to eat 2,000 calories.
Oh, well, no, but
Even for you, like you guys can eat 1,100 calories like that, not even know.
yeah.
It's really, that's why when people are like, I'm trying to be eating healthy, but I don't know why I'm gaining weight. Well, because you have your food has such high caloric intake.
Right.
With the sauces and all that crazy
Right.
crap that you put in your food, you don't even know. That's why everything needs to be tracked.
Okay, so when you're like cooking like your proteins or your vegetables, like do you still want to cook it like?
No, put some oil in there. Cook it with
Okay.
fat. Absolutely. Go hand.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like doing keto almost, but the
Right.
difference is you're not doing less than 50 grams of carbs. You're gonna be,
Yeah.
you guys will probably end up doing about 70 to 100 grams of carbs because of the vegetables.
Yeah.
Like easy. So you're above that. But you're pulling all the carbohydrates out, all vegetables, so your insulin's at bay, and when you spike at night, it gives you like that, and you wake up the next day. Like I woke up to this morning, like I had this euphoric feeling, like I got here, like I was on a sugar high. It was crazy. I haven't felt it like that. Last night I went stupid. I did something really stupid. I drank almost half a freaking 2-liter soda.
Yeah.
But I did it on purpose.
To test it. Yeah.
What about
Okay.
protein shakes?
You can, so as a snack. So that's what I kind of been doing a little bit. I've been doing like a shake.
You could do like
The 2 to 3
the 2
meals
to 3
still,
meals
and the shakes.
and the shake and the pain.
Correct. Like you can do 2 meals and then the shake.
Oh, okay.
Because you're going to be full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Because if you're eating to get full,
Okay.
like you want to make sure about 6 to 8 ounces of protein will be ideal.
Mhm.
This you blew in the face. Keeping this about 2-3 ounces.
Okay. And what are some other good fat sources?
Oils, nuts, and peanut butter are the best.
Yeah.
But then, depending on like steak or fatty meats, you're gonna get fat in there too.
Yeah.
So if you get a fatty steak or like a ribeye or something like that, or fish or whatever, like or real beef, then you don't have to do so much fat, but you'll get fat.
Okay.
Now, for like the veggies and stuff, what about putting like soy sauce or coconut aminos and that kind of stuff on? That's all okay.
It's all game.
Okay. Here's the thing for me then, because I'm not totally opposed to trying this. I just know I'm a little complicated. But for me, is that like too much soy? Do you think, or it could be? I mean, it's hard to say yes, Kim, it is for sure, or it's not. But
One, it depends. So the thing with soy, especially on the women's side,
Right.
is hormone imbalances
Right.
and too much estrogen. So
Right.
which can create more hormone imbalances.
Right.
So that would be true for a woman that didn't exercise, because when
Okay.
you train the way you train here,
Right.
like that forces the body to use whatever free testosterone that you do produce, because you
Right.
produce some, which helps either I don't want to say deregulate,
Right.
in other words, but kind of balances out your estrogen.
Right.
What I do know is clients in the past that I've trained, like let's say competitors that were vegans, because I've trained competitors
Yeah.
that were vegans that they wanted to go with excess amount of soy because of only a certain type of meat they had to eat getting close to pre-contest time by pulling back their carbs, it didn't affect them. So we just have to test and find out.
right,
Because
right.
worst case scenario is that you produce more estrogen than you need to and you get soft.
Yeah.
But if you can't out-train a bad diet, but if you train intensely, your body's going to utilize those
Right.
nutrients.
So you think possibly, because I'm not going to eat tofu for 3 meals a day. It's just not going to happen.
No.
But like I can definitely do the fake meats and stuff. It's just funny how like in the vegan world, like we kind of look at that as like that should not be something we eat as a norm because it's fake food. It's fake, you know? But it does have protein. It is. It's protein packed.
I think, and she's going to post this, so we'll probably get a lot of people that talk crap about
Oh,
it. But
that's my life.
But I think when people do that, I think they're just looking for something to argue.
Yeah.
Right, I agree. I understand.
That's that border mesh between politics
Right.
and real.
Right.
And people like to use this, like, well, animal activists. I get it. I love animals, right?
Right.
When it serves them. But
Right.
then when they don't have nothing to argue, then they'll come over here real, and then they bounce back.
I
and
agree.
forth
And we're
just to
all guilty
argue.
of it too,
Yeah.
but
Just
yeah.
to argue for attention.
No,
so
it's
when
true.
I hear that from people like, it's because they just want attention.
Right.
You
And it's
know,
also
using
what works
it-
for everyone and
Yeah,
just,
it's abusing it that
yeah.
makes a big deal. Like, and it.
I get it.
Yeah, I love for all y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, in my facility, I promote it all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
vegan, flexitarian, pescatarian, whatever, we do it all.
Right.
Keto, we do everything.
Right. Now, do you think this whole thing in general is something to be done for life, or is this something, hey, you should do this for a couple months, this is a kickstart plan, this is life?
You can do this for, this is the way I'll eat for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Your 10 o'clock's here.
We eat like this, right? And most people eat like this during the week anyway. And like me
Right.
coming from being a bodybuilder you know, being more of a functional lifter, I'm tired of eating 7 times a day. Like,
Right.
It's just like I'm.
It can
just-
get, it's a lot, like a lot of
You know.
dishes, guys.
And it gets
Dude.
repetitive.
A lot of dishes,
Like,
right?
it's really, you know, I'm eating sometimes, and then like I'll be here doing consultations with members coming in, potential customers, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I gotta eat. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, so you want to join my gym?
We shove it in real quick.
So you know, they're totally cool with it, but in the back of
Right.
my mind, I'm like, I ain't gonna sign up at that gym. I'm just
Right.
still eating my face. Like, it's just, you know, and I can eat 2 meals and get the same results, and still
Right.
feel good, not get weaker, and I'm still getting stronger. I've gained like 4.5, almost 5 pounds of muscle the past 5 weeks. Lost 4% fat.
Yeah.
And only lost like 4 pounds, 5 pounds of muscle, and I'm telling you, I have been going overboard, like
Right.
like a fat kid loves cake. Like
Yeah.
I've been eating like I'm trying to get diabetes.
Yeah.
Like I've been like if like blowing it. Like
Yeah.
this shit would gain 20 pounds in a week on somebody,
Okay,
Yeah.
so
and it's done the complete opposite type
Right.
thing.
so the cheat days, it's like one full day.
We're jumping into that now.
Okay.
So if yours is gonna be Saturday night
So, yeah.
or Saturday, you're gonna eat clean for the first meal. So meal 1, clean, and evening meal is cheat.
Okay.
Eat good in the morning, that first meal that Saturday morning, whatever, and then that final meal in the evening, you're gonna have whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay.
And when I say whatever you want, I'm talking about whatever you want. And don't try to eat just veggies. Like you need to have, like you want rice, fried rice, you wanna go teppanyaki, do it. Like go sushi,
Okay.
you have to do it. It has to be 80% carbs. Your macros, so here you're looking at 60%, 55% protein, and about 40% fat and 35, and you'll get about 20% carbs, but you're getting your carbs from your vegetables. So that's kind of like the macro profile. Over the weekend, it needs to literally be like 80% carbs.
Jesus. Okay.
So okay, so you eat your first meal clean, and then the second meal. So say like you go out to like teppanyaki and you get like that full meal, and then like do you have dessert on top of that?
If you want.
If you want, you get your cake, your
But
soda, and juice.
it just has to be in the 12 to 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't have the insulin spike because you're getting plenty.
You're doing just fine. Got it.
You can go,
Okay.
remember, 14 to 16 hours. If you happen to go over like, if it's 9 o'clock and you're supposed to stop eating at 8 and you got done like at 9:30,
Yeah.
world's not gonna end.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just make sure you're fasting for no less than 14 hours. Like
Okay.
it has to be 14 to 16 hours or more.
Is there any room for error? Meaning, like, if
Yeah.
if you mess up in the week, not like crazy, but you just, oops, I forgot even, or I grabbed something I wasn't supposed to. Is that like you just screwed up, or
No, just
get back
on
on?
track.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
see, when the screw up, the fasting will help balance out the
Balance
screw up.
it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so then the second day,
The second day, you're cheating all day.
all day.
But still
So
in your
there's
hours.
No meal cap.
Still in
No.
your
Eat
hours.
whatever.
Eat whatever you
In
want.
between 12
You're
and
sick.
8.
Correct.
And then
You
So-
can even drink.
You can drink alcohol on your cheek.
Okay.
What's up?
Hi, Ralphie.
your hair.
I like
You
it.
did it.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hot in here. Are you guys trying to sweat?
Oh,
the
it's 'cause we
detoxing.
probably
Okay,
smell,
hold on,
too.
looks better.
What do you think will happen for me then in 30 days if I can do this?
30, well, that plateau weight that you're tripping up should
Yeah.
start to drop. You're going to probably put on more muscle. You should lose a couple percentages of fat. Like I
Okay.
mentioned before. I've lost 5%,
Okay.
and I've been abusing this.
Abusing. That's good to
Best
know
way I
though.
could explain
Yeah.
it.
So, because I'm like literally obsessed with peanut butter and it's really, really
It's a
bad.
joke, yeah.
But so if I wanted to have peanut butter as my fat source for every single meal plus my insulin spike, that's fine.
Have fun.
Oh my god. Kim.
She
Just
texts me
make
at night,
sure-
I'm
make
having
sure
my
it's
blob.
Like, 0 or low sugar.
Oh yeah, it's the just peanuts.
Because it's sugar, yeah, the sugar spikes you, so we want to
Well, yeah.
control that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good to know.
My
Now-
peanut butter.
If it becomes very difficult for you, like
Yeah.
you can still like it's just you can still do the vegan thing,
Yeah.
right? Or not that you're gonna stop it, but just like you don't have to like do the anabolic fasting, but just incorporate intermittent fasting. where-
Okay.
So intermittent fasting is where you're fasting for this protocol here, and you're eating all your calories, everything within a certain time block. So you can just eat 2 meals a day. The way you normally do, just go to your full,
Damn.
Okay.
and then you block out your fast. You won't spike at all because you already got starches in there.
Okay.
And you can test that and go that route. So journal everything.
Okay.
Write everything down. How you feeling emotionally, like what you tested, what worked well for you. You'll know if it blows you too long, whatever. Write that stuff
Yeah.
down because you'll start building, protocols that apply best for you. And these are universal for everybody.
So this is called anabolic fasting.
Correct.
Okay. Say bye.
Peace!
Okay, so that was the video, and again, I'm still just over here patting away. The power of editing, right? I'm not doing anything fancy, but I just wanted to put on a little. My face is like super red today. I did work out a little bit. Anyway, no one cares, right? Give me your thoughts, Kim. So, truth is, I am intrigued. I am interested in some ways, and other ways I don't feel like I want to go that path, at least right now. Right now, I am leaning towards, because I was already kind of thinking about it, and in a lot of ways, and he mentioned it anyway as a thing, the more intermittent fasting. Now, I know pretty much all we talked about was the whole anabolic modified version fasting. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like I can understand it. I feel like there's a lot of pros to it of, you know, some people don't want to eat all day long or have 5 to 6 meals a day or don't have time for that. You know, like the small meal thing, kind of like what I've been doing, you know, and it kind of makes it a lot easier to get it all in. I do believe carb cycling does work. I know that's very weird in the vegan world to like not have carbs one day or very minimally. But even over this past 3 months, I feel like being lower carb in general is actually better. That's how I feel, just based on my experience. But I don't necessarily want to have to be 0 carb. Now, you're not 0 carb even on your no carb days because veggies have carbs, you know. I'm just doing some mascara. I've never done it at this angle, but here we are. Anyway, there's still the part of me that like wants to just kind of do my method that I've been doing that is effective, but do try the intermittent fasting because I've heard a lot of people, vegans included, do this and it works really well for them. And I feel like maybe that's at least where I should start. And in time, after I get used to that, then maybe I can play with it a little bit more of like cutting certain things and then adding certain things, blah, blah, blah. I understand that some people thrive on having more leniency of cheats, you know, like they can go hardcore for days and then they can binge out and that works for them. You know what I mean? And I was telling my friend, Sydney, I just looked down, got that all over. Hold on. I was telling her, I was like, I don't want to say that it's like a trigger for me or one of those things. I don't know. But for me, that's my foot. I've really struggled over the years of when I eat bad, it's really hard for me to get back on track. That's just the case. I've always said this to you guys too, that I eat bad food, I crave bad food. I eat good food, I crave good food, like good for you. And I feel like for maybe someone like me, that cheat weekend, although I see the pro, 100%, I see the pro. It's more like just live your life, you know? I don't know if that's really good for me personally because it becomes too hard to get back on track and maybe I would almost dread it every week instead of actually looking forward to it, where it would be like, I get to eat all this stuff, yay, and then Monday comes and it's like crash, you know, back to whatever. I don't know though, because I've never done it, and so I don't know exactly how I would feel. And that's what's intriguing though too, is like, you know, you don't know until you try it. I like the fact that it can be done as a vegan. It kind of almost goes to that point too of like, why not just go vegan? Anyone can still do all these other diets too. Just be vegan. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Nate a bit more about it. I really did want to share it with you guys and get your guys' feedback. But again, I do want it to hopefully come from a place of not feeling like, not attacking, not saying I'm wrong or right, or he's wrong or right, or any of that. Just more of like, maybe if you have any questions, I could even ask him and like get clarification on what his thoughts are on it. The dog's going crazy. I think at the end of the day that like, you know, that's the whole point too, is like everyone has their stance and everyone thinks that they've got it figured out, or they read something somewhere and that's the like definite answer, but then you read something somewhere else and then it's a different answer, and it can get just so overwhelming. I think I might title that this video that it's just like all the mental parts of losing weight or being on a weight loss journey. It's just, it never ends. It never stops. He stole a shoe. It's a lot, and it can be so difficult sometimes to know which route to go, because it is always changing, and it is always like 1 minute you hear one thing and you follow that path and it works, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. Oh yeah, I do feel great, and then oh yeah, I don't feel good. You know, it just, gosh, it's a roller coaster. I also, deep down, beyond the weight, one of my biggest motivations right now is getting my hormones in check. I've said it before, you know, that's really what's important to me. And I feel like so far, based on the things that I've been doing, it's working. And that's most important for me. So I want the muscles, I want to be even more fit and all that. But at the end of the day, it has only been 3 months. At the end of the day, I am still working out hard and gaining muscle, and I'm still gonna achieve those goals. So if I can get my hormones in check and do those things, that's the route I wanna take, at least right now. So that's where I'm at in a nutshell. But I think it's very interesting, and I think, again, why I wanted to share it too, is I think it could be for a lot of people. I really do. And if it's something that intrigues you, please still talk to someone about it. Don't just follow exactly what he said. Again, he did state too that like he's adapted it for himself and also us, knowing us and knowing our bodies now and stuff. Like it's not for everyone like that. So, but the information at least is kind of giving you an idea of like, oh, maybe I could follow something at least like this. I think it's something I can see myself possibly testing when I'm more confident and more, maybe even closer to my goals and wanting to refine something. But right now I think I'm pretty good, but I might try the intermittent fasting thing because I'm already kind of doing it, but I could make a few adjustments and probably do that even a little bit better. And I could tell you guys what I think of that. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna wrap this up. I am gonna share my picture with you guys and also over the months as well. And I just wanna say I love you guys and I thank you all so, so much for all your support always. And I will see you guys very, very soon.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.